All right, guys, we're at the S&S Sansei Technologies booth with Preston here. We're talking Steeplechase, a remake of a classic, old school style aerodynamics ride. It's coming back to life, and you guys are doing that.
Yeah, it's got a lot of publicity here. I mean, everyone loves the aero rides throughout the air. I mean, you can't talk about roller coasters without talking about aero.
Like Magnum XL200, the best roller coaster in the world.
And to bring aero, you know, aero part of the company is able to take that technology that they had, look at their designs, go to Blackpool, work with them, talk to them about what they'd like to do different with their steeplechase, and then incorporate that into a design with today's technology.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about it's getting a lot of attention. Everyone loves giant ride vehicles on the show floor, and these are so eye-catching. The giant horses here with the seats on them, and it looks way safer than old school steeplechases as well.
That is so true. You know, I'll tell you, the couple things that we wanted to upgrade on this was, number one, the restraint. At Blackpool, the minimum, I think, rider requirement was 54 inches as far as the rider. There's a lot of kids that can't ride that, and you've got a horse that they can ride, so that was one of the things they said, hey, if you can give us a better restraint, lower that height restriction, we can get a lot more people on it. So this is a 42-inch height rider minimum, as well as you have a redundant restraint system, you have monitoring, you have all those things that are required nowadays in a restraint system on this ride. And as far as the size, who wouldn't want to get on a life-size horse or a life-size dinosaur? You know, coming on the show floor, this is one of the first times some of us have seen this, and it's way better on life-size than maybe a small carousel horse.
That's what I love it. It's got the different themes. So you've got the horse one here, the dinosaur there. Endless possibilities. You could probably come up with different ideas.
Yeah, and really this is just a mock-up. This right here is just made out of foam, and it has a hard polyurethane coating. In the long run, we're going to have fiberglass molds and tooling.
That's
sweet. You can do dinosaurs, you can do ferries, you can do pod racers. As far as the imagination can go, as long as you fit within the clearance envelope of the ride.
And I think the other thing I really love is the Mobius idea here, where you're going to load and you're going to like station flybys, so you get to basically race twice.
Yeah, there's so many options with the steeplechase. We don't have necessarily a product. We can take the layouts that we've designed and put out there, but it's really meant to go into the park, fit within their theming, their people per hour they want. We can do Mobius loops, we can do crossovers, lifts, we can launch them if we want, we can do all those different things. You know, so we focused on obviously the slower steeplechase ride, that experience, but yeah, we can launch people. That's what S&S is famous for. So
to say famous for launching people and the 4D coasters.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we got 4D horses.
Maybe we can have spinning horses next year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I can see all kinds of crazy things. I mean, I love the idea.
Any other questions you have about this? I mean, one of the other things that we did about it, or changed it up, is we brought down the center of gravity. On the old steeplechase, you're much higher off the track. In this scenario, you're basically straddling the track. So as far as the interaction, we can do more dynamic things with this ride. The ride's going to be a lot smoother than typical because we have a different track process and design process than they originally did at the original Blackpool. But I mean, the big factor was we went out, we said, hey, what ride would you bring back from aero? Steeplechase is the #1 ride, they said. You've got to do the steeplechase. So right now, next to the S&S facility, on the east side of our building, we have a whole prototype set up. We have the ride running, we've got people on it, and just verifying all the mechanicals on it.
Now that's awesome. And this looks like it could be more intensive a ride than the old steeplechase.
Definitely can be. I mean, like I said, we've got different dynamics that are going into this. Getting your center of gravity lower, we're thinking a lot more about how we can make this ride a different ride.
All kinds of things. I feel like your change of elevation, you could have airtime, you don't feel like you have to hold on or else you're going to fall off and die. All of that looks really good. Yeah,
I mean, one of the things that we found out while testing, you're restrained really well there. It's so open, I mean, you can have your arms out, looking all over the place. You're not worried about being restrained because we've already taken care of that.
Now, is this about how close you think the horses will pass by each other? Or I feel like modern technology now, we have to have like reach envelopes and all that stuff is a concern.
Yeah, so we actually have from rail to rail approximately 8 feet apart is what is going to be the acceptable clearance, as long as you're baking in the same directions. So I mean, they're still pretty close. I mean, think about 4 feet from the middle of the rail out, 4 feet from the middle of the rail out. That's still pretty close.
Oh yeah. Just not enough to push your buddy off the horse next door.
No, yeah, we still have to deal with that. Getting in the station, maybe you can push your buddy, but coming out of the station, you got to bring it out to about 8 feet, rail to rail.
Makes sense.
But you can do 2 rails, 3 rails, 4 rails. Like I said, fit it into the park however they want. But different theming, different number of rails, different number of vehicles. It's a whole matrix that you can choose from.
So we've got the horse theme and the dinosaurs theme. If you were to pick a third favorite theme for this ride, what would you pick?
A pod racer, of course.
Oh my God,
that's sort of a space racing type vehicle. I mean,
that sounds awesome.
No question about it.
All right.
No question about it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrew.
Love talking about it. Looks good. Can't wait to check one of these out sometime.
Hopefully.